Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and PSG have qualified for their second consecutive Champions League final, which they are gonna play against Arsenal after defeating Bayern Munich 1-0 on the night and 6-4 on aggregate. It was a really great game of football. I mean, everybody had a huge expectations, and even though there were not as many goals as we saw last week, it was still an entertaining game full of hunger and desire. The way that both these teams went on about it, I mean, it was is something really else. If I'm being very honest with you, the way, and if I'm being very honest with you, I said in my preview video that the first 15-20 minutes are going to be very crucial. That Bayern Munich need to hold on. They need to make sure that they don't concede early on, because that's where PSG are very strong. The moment they start the game, they press you like crazy, they attack you like hungry wolves, and they make sure that they score early. They as I said, and they, that to make sure that it doesn't matter whether they're home or away, especially if they're the away side, they want to come in and attack you early and score a goal to change the atmosphere of the stadium. And that's what they did early on. They go ahead and they scored that goal. Fabian Ruiz with that delightful first touch pass, Akash Takalia with that amazing run, and then Usman Dembele to finish it off. And it was a great move. I'm not taking anything away from PSG. The way that they moved the ball so quickly, as I said, just first that pass from Fabian Ruiz was simply sensational. But that then again that run from Akash Takalia and the finish from Usman Dembele, all world class. But if I'm being very honest with you, I don't think they scored that goal against Arsenal, because Bayern Munich to defend, defensively, that was absolutely garbage from Bayern Munich. Nobody was marking Usman Dembele. I mean, how can you not mark the world's greatest, supposedly the greatest player, the Ballon d'Or winner, and he's literally right, openly just roaming around in your 6-yard box. It was so poor, the way they defended that first goal. It was so easy for PSG to carve them open, with that one pass from Ruiz. Even though it was a great pass, I keep on saying that, but you are playing a Champions League semi-final, you should not be be getting open so easily. And again, that man marking from Bayern Munich was not there. You could see, I think it is Upamecano, or when that first pass is played through, he waves, he waves his teammates to get back and try to come and help the defense out, but they don't do it. And because Costa Kalia is making the run, of course and the right back is beaten quite completely, so that the center backs are pushing towards Costa Kalia. Both of them are trying to get the ball from him, and then when they make the when Costa Kalia makes the pass, Usman Dembele is wide open. Nobody's close to him, because the defensive midfielder, the midfield, they have not come back. They have not tracked back, and it gives clear opportunity for Dembele to score that goal, and it becomes 1-0. And the moment that goal went in, it was done and dusted. I already said that the first goal was going to be a crucial. Then it was an uphill battle for Bayern Munich. They tried they really tried, but it did not really work out for them. And to be very honest with you, they were a bit unlucky as well. The first penalty claim, I sort of understand why it was not given. That second penalty, how it does not get given, I'm really baffled. It's a clear-cut penalty, especially after last week. I mean, the stuff that happened last week, and then for today to it not be given, it is completely unbelievable, if I'm being very honest with you. And I can, it happened in phases. The stuff that happened with Bayern Munich, it happened in different phases. They concede that early goal, then they have a big chance where they miss that chance, then that first penalty appeal, it doesn't go their way, then that second penalty appeal, that's a big moment in that game, it doesn't go their way as well. So slowly, the atmosphere in the stadium starts to slow down. The players believe as the time goes on, even though they were trying, they were creating good chances, but as the time goes by, the belief starts to come down, and Bayern Munich, a PSG, sorry, if I'm being very honest with you, they managed the game so well. They showed maturity beyond their age. You look at the way that they played. I mean, Vitinha, I mean, that guy was everywhere. The performance that he gave in that game, defensively, offensively, in that midfield, he was simply sensational. Fabian Ruiz, who has not played for so many times, he's been injured, he comes back in and he fits in perfectly. It's like he did not even left. It was perfect, great performance from him. William Pasho and Marquinhos at the back again, splendid. Mendes on that right hand side. Zaire Ziri, he had to replace Ashraf Hakimi in the first half. It was tough for him against Luis Diaz, but the way that he came back and and he handled Luis Diaz for the majority of the game, it was really great. Desire Doué again, I can keep on going every single one of those. And the good thing of when what the scary thing about this PSG side is, it was like the 82nd or 83rd minute. They are 1-0 down. They are 2-0 up on 1-0 up on in the game, 2-0 up on aggregate. And I think they make up Bayern Munich make a back pass, and you see, I think it was Barcola and Kostakali running like crazy to get that ball. Still pressing in the 83rd minute, where, to be very honest, they don't really need to do that. It felt like already the game had been decided, but still that press from PSG, I think that is going to be the main crucial point in the final against Arsenal. And that midfield, the way that Ruiz and Vitinha handle themselves, and the way that they move the ball around, it is going to be a spectacular final. And it was a spectacular performance from PSG tonight. Bayern Munich, even though they were unlucky, they get that goal in the end, courtesy of Harry Kane, but it was too little, too late. It was sort of a consolation goal, and it is going to look great, in aggregate. It is 6-5 and whatnot. And I think it was a good game. They played very good. They showed a lot of heart, but they were not clinical enough. I find, quite honest, not once in that entirety of that game I felt threatened by Bayern Munich, and I think that was the problem today. They came forward, they created a lot of the chances, but every time they came forward, you just felt they were not going to score. And I think that was the problem today. I think PSG defended very well. They controlled them, they contained them. Luis Diaz, I think he had a good game, but he was not really able to do something really special. Olise, nowhere to be found. I'm being very honest with you. I think he costed this match. I think he was very poor. Harry Kane, nothing to offer, to be very honest with you. He scored that goal, but apart from that, you never really saw Harry Kane in action. I think they lost that midfield battle quite clearly. They were not really able to handle the PSG's press and the way that they moved the ball in midfield. I think it was very hard for Bayern Munich to counter that. And PSG, I think, again, I keep on saying, they showed a lot of maturity. You look at that score, they are young players. There's hunger and their passion and whatnot, but the maturity that they showed, to go 1-0 up, and they continue to attack. No, I'm not taking anything away. They continue to press, but you need to notice, the way as the game kept on going, the attacks, started to be quite less, and the more they were really happy to just contain Bayern Munich and don't let them have the ball that much. Don't give them chances to come back into them, especially in that second half. I think Luis Enrique, of course, he knows how to manage the game, and that's what the PSG players did as well. They created chances. They were a constant threat, but it just felt like they were really happy with that 1-0 because they knew they were on advantage. And they as the time went by, as I said, Bayern Munich came on continues. The pressure on them increases and the nervousness increased in the stadium. And by the end of the from 70 odd minute, you could just hear the PSG fans up until Harry Kane scored that goal. It was all PSG fans. The Bayern fans were silent. Allianz Arena was silent, and that's a big disadvantage for a home side. Even though there were 20 plus minutes to go, for a team like Bayern to not hear their fans make sound, I think that, of course, they affects you mentally as well, and the nervousness increase for players as well. And I think PSG, in all regards, had a great night. They, for me, in my opinion, they deserve to go through over two legs, and I think it is going now. It's going to be a very fascinating and interesting final between PSG and Arsenal on 30th of May. It will be in a way historic as well. PSG could become like the 8th team who have defended their European champions, their European champions status. Or it could be the first time that Arsenal become the UEFA Champions League champion. So it's gonna be a historic night either way. But for tonight, commiserations to Bayern Munich, congratulations to PSG, and again, I'm gonna say I think they deserve to go through to the final, because I think over two legs they were the better team. And as I said, again, congratulations PSG. That is for me in this video. Let me know what you guys thought of the game, what you guys thought of PSG's performance, Bayern Munich's performance. Do you think Bayern Munich were unlucky with that penalty and that handball appeal, or do you think PSG still deserve to go through? Let me know in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 600 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.